Speaking of, it's been years since we've talked about it. We never thought we would have to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man again, but lo and behold, we're talking about it again because out of nowhere we get the big news: Jamie Foxx is returning as Electro to Spider-Man 3.
Yep. Now, we don't know if this is the TASM 2 version or if it's like a J.K. Simmons situation where it's the same actor playing the same character.
Well, totally different personality-wise.
Yeah, I'm going to take a stab in the dark and I say to stab in the dark. I'm just going to say it's clearly the TASM 2 one, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
It's got to be.
Yep. And that puts us in an interesting position because, I mean, just think of that then, right? Like, we're making retroactively TASM 2 canon to the MCU, which that's a pretty big, like, step. That's kind of huge.
The MCU multiverse.
Uh-huh.
Is the little caveat.
Yep.
Oh, dang. That means that people are going to be complaining, saying, if you could bring Electro, why can't you bring Andrew Garfield back, too?
Oh, of course.
They're saying that now.
Yeah.
People don't want it now. No.
Which, I mean, give it time and that could happen, because this is clearly cracking the door to that. And, again, we've seen recently with the whole, Marvel Studios and Sony working on more than likely Spider-Woman. It's still not confirmed, but it definitely is Spider-Woman with Olivia Wilde directing. And we kind of all suspected when they went back to the drawing board for the contracts with Spider-Man, more was worked out. And whatever, blood was shed on Kevin Feige's part to add TASM and Morbius as a side MCU edition and now directly adding Electro, I mean, he's really trying to keep Spider-Man in the family and not let it go. He's working hard on this.
He's probably saying, what's the price for getting my champion trio on the big screen?
Oh.
It's such a weird situation. The initial reaction was, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, YouTube, don't kill me.
No, that's the reaction. That's the same reaction I had.
It's just like, not like this. Like, please. Let's not do this. I don't want it. And you kind of think about it a little bit. And you're like, well, it's been a few years since TASM 2.
Yeah.
It ended... It didn't end. It had a cliffhanger. Like, it was done. It was killed prematurely. Mm-hmm. So you can take that universe in whatever direction you want.
Yep.
Just don't bring back that version of the Rhino. No one needs that.
I mean, no.
They could.
Some things are best left.
I mean,
Rhino.
Don't bring that back, and do not bring back Goblin AIDS or whatever the hell he was, because geez, that was no.
Oh, no, you can, because you can do so much character development. Like, you can just the whole Rhino bit. You can just go, oh yeah, he died in that explosion.
True.
Spider-Man out.
Just write them up like that?
Yeah, like, you could really turn Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man into something completely different.
You could.
Like, Gwen died in that movie. The end of that movie was all bright and colourful, but you don't know what happened. Like, the guy threw a manhole cover at this guy's face. Like, you could just say Paul Giamatti's Rhino straight up died there.
I love it. I love that you're painting a picture where we go back to the TASM verse and he's become Snyder's version of Spider-Man, just killing people.
Exactly.
Dude, you bring back Garfield with the grizzly beard he has in real life.
Exactly.
I am all in for this.
Trying to make him Last Stand Spider-Man?
Yes. Why not?
This is gold. This is great.
Like, you can make Electro really dark and edgy. Like, you kind of like, I said that on Twitter a minute ago. Take him in like a Molecule Man route. Like, what's it being a pure energy like?
Yeah.
Like, what's that do to your brain? Like, make him go batshit and like he doesn't know what he is or where he is. Like, he's a bit snapped. He's a bit darker.
Yeah. Because if I remember, whenever a character like that is made of or gets turned into pure energy, most of the times they end up going crazy because they can't do the things that they used to do.
Right.
Can you imagine a dark Jamie Foxx walking about with the Electro theme playing?
And, this is the one thing that I want people to understand. Like, I like what they were going for with his Electro. I just don't like the execution and the way they built it up, because Jamie Foxx is a goddamn phenomenal actor. And
he's an Oscar winner.
Yeah. Like,
No, you don't get that for nothing.
and that's the thing. Like, the way they treated his character, it wasn't his fault. Again, it's a script situation, and I'm glad he's gonna get to redeem that and be involved with this bigger thing, and see his character evolve and how far he's come and what is even happening with him.
Jamie Foxx is all you hear was Ching.
Yeah, well, legit.
But yeah, like going back to like Jamie Foxx as Electro, like some of I want him to try and tackle with the daily struggles with being probably pure energy being, because like you could just be walking down the street and try to eat something, but he doesn't need to eat anymore. He could try and sleep and hasn't slept for a week because he doesn't need to sleep anymore.
So let me ask this one: do you think that he's now going to become a member of like the Sinister Six they're setting up?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Like that is huge. Like, not gonna lie.
Sony want their Sinister Six, and we're gonna get it one way or another. Why not play about with multiverse characters?
And the thing with it now is like, even if you were like, wow, it's Sony's version. No. Kevin Feige has hands on now. Like I'm all in for it now. If it's like gonna be treated with respect for all things considered, like.
Let's give him the starfish mask. But it's made out of himself. Like it's not actually. It's attached. It's not like an actual.
That was like it's made out of energy. Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, they could also go the route where they're like, "Look, your energy's so all over the place. We made you like a containment suit, and it has that on it. Like you could cheese it in there. Like I could see a."
I mean, sure. Why not? At this point, like you're getting a cheesy as hell character in there anyway. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on it.
Yeah.
Now the question is, how in the living hell does he get there?
That's like the biggest one. Like I'm trying to think of scenarios. I'm like, I don't know. Like that's a tough one, right?
It's like let's be honest. Like Wanda's screwing some stuff up.
Yeah, that's like to me personally, that's probably like the easiest route is to use Wanda. And just like she's just messing with the multiverse or picking things from multiple multiverses and putting them into her own.
It's like there's so many pieces laid out that we know. We know Evan Peters is in WandaVision.
Right.
It was never stated he's Quicksilver.
Right, which that's the thing. Like when I look at Spider-Man, right? I mean, Kevin Feige, if you go back to what he said Spider-Man is a multiverse character. Like I feel like that was Feige just again doing the lie between his teeth and smile, but tell you the truth, because that's what it seems like to me. Again, like I don't know what else it could be really. I just it's
got to be. There's too much with the multiverse going on. In like just the starter phase for alone, like there's too much multiverse stuff going on.
Right.
So we've got a Spider-Verse movie. We know that thing exists. We know Tom Holland was going to be in that movie. We know they wanted Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in that movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing multiverse, you might as well play about it with the Spider bit.
I mean, I'm convinced now that Kevin Feige talked him down off that ledge and said, "Let us help you build that so it's not wasted." I am 100% convinced that now, because Sony wanted it so bad, and if they want it, they just do it. They don't care about the consequences. So,
because everything that Spider-Man's done in the MCU so far is pretty much what Sony wanted. It's just Marvel doing it their way.
Yep.
So, we're clearly building the Sinister Six. Let's do that. Oh, you're going to do Vulture in Spider-Man 4, or his Vulture in our first one? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to do Mysterio in Spider-Man, the Raimi one? Well, let's do Mysterio now.
Right. And if you look at it, it's like, oh, what else were you planning? They're like, well, we were going to do this. And Marvel Studios are like, okay, and we're going to cast a diverse cast of, friends for Peter. We were afraid to do it for Tasm. And Marvel's like, we'll do it, whatever. Like, so it is an interesting position for them again, because this raises a lot of questions about how just you balance everything and how you do it and how you treat it. And I think that's kind of the most interesting one, because bringing back Jamie Foxx, I think that's a pretty significant step in that they're trying to fix their wrongs from before. Like,
kind of, yeah. It's also a question of why that character exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just going purely out on the limb here. I assume it is because he's the easiest one, because electrical current, cool. Well, that's easily transferred. Wanda's in a sitcom reality. Like we're using a TV effect when Monica gets pushed out. Cool, Electra can come in that way. Just say that every electrical current in the multiverse is connected or something.
Right. I mean, why not? And
It's just
You
with that
haven't got
TV thing.
overcomplicated it like that. You can just make it really simple. But
Yeah, it's like you just do it like with that TV thing. She gets pushed out. Electro was watching TV as that happened. He gets sucked in.
yeah, you know, if people are accepting the fact that that's how she gets her powers, it's like, well, I don't see how that works. But hey, if people are accepting that, make it Electro coming out that way.
Mhm.
Like she's literally in a TV show. TV runs on electricity.
Right.
So making that connection is probably not too far of a stretch.
Right, and again, like the thing they could deal with is like we don't know the full consequences of what happened with, the decimation and the blip. So you could technically tie that in as well, because you could say that things were muddled up in, some sort of transfer or whatever the hell you want. Like, obviously, don't have a good way to explain it, but like that's an easy connection as well to make in there and just be like, well, that's what happened, right? And like you just transition it over easy, and it's one of those scenarios where the explanation is so easy that the goddamn CW was able to do it, so why can't anybody else? Like, it's easy, I would assume.
I'd say you can make a really overly complicated reason really simple.
Exactly.
It's like, here's one line explaining that you can piece the rest from that one line.
Yeah. And that's got to be the key and goal of it, I would assume, because that's the way you have to treat it. So, with that, hopefully we get more on this soon, but hey, we'll see how this all works.